Hello and welcome to my reaction to some more India movie trailer. We've got 120, Bahadur, the official teaser and the official teaser 2. It looks like a war movie, and I was kind of interested of what like a more modern war movie would be like for India. Is it more like realistic side of things, like a Saving Private Ryan, or is it still gonna have like the over the topness that I've seen in a lot of action movie trailers of Indian movie? I'm interested, so that's why I'm here. Link for both video in the description, the link to the Excel movie channel, my Discord if you want to follow me, my Stream Element Patreon where you can support me, request reaction. And yeah, I'm gonna say looking at the gear, it's maybe World War II, but I might be wrong. Moment in history when courage refused to fail based on a true story.
रेजांगला में 18 नवंबर को क्या हुआ था?
Figure Happy Studio. Oh, the India-China War. Interesting.
मैं चाहता हूं कि ये कहानी सच हो, लेकिन बिना किसी सबूत के कैसे?
हम चीन की तरफ से होने वाले हमले की तैयारी में जुटे थे, 12-24 डिग्री के भी नीचे।
I'm trying to remember my story. That was after China fully occupied Tibet, right? That's after that India and China fought. And I believe the Soviet Union was backing India because they were not very friendly with Mao at that point. Yeah.
सिर्फ एक मेजर साहब थे जो ठंड से बेखबर थे, उनके अंदर जैसे कोई आग जल रही हो।
Shaitan. Lakshya.
मेरे पिताजी ने कहा था, ये वर्दी सिर्फ हिम्मत नहीं, बलिदान भी मांगती है। आज वो वक्त आ गया है। मुझे आखिरी गोली, आखिरी कदम और अपने खून की आखिरी बूंद तक लड़ना मंजूर है, मगर पीछे हटना नहीं।
120 Indians. Damn. 3,000 Chinese.
हम पीछे नहीं हटेंगे।
Damn. Okay. Some cool action. Bahadur. Okay. So it's one of the stories, like there's often movies adaptation of this kind of war stories where it's like, kind of like 300, the 300 Spartan versus the, millions of Persian or something. The kind of like David versus Goliath, the odds being kind of crazy. It's always for a good movie. I always remember that one movie about, I think it's about Afghanistan. It's about some hill being protected by some Soviet soldiers in the 80s or 90s. And they are basically like surrounded and attacked. There's a lot of movies like that, yeah. I don't know what the real story is, obviously. Like a lot of those movies tend to embellish a little more, right? But it's always kind of interesting, this kind of massive odds that make no sense, right? Like, if you think about it, no one should survive 3,000 versus 120, but it just happens. It's happened a lot in real life. It's kind of crazy. Like in World War II, there's a lot of story like this. Okay, let's watch the second teaser. Raisangla. Oh, isn't that the Lata Mangeshkar song? I've reacted to it before. I forgot, yeah, she had a song about this conflict. And they're using it. That's cool. That's cool.
ये गीत खास 1962 के बहादुर जवानों के लिए लिखा गया था।
Trigger Happy Studio is a crazy name.
तुम सब किसान
Surprised
के
it's not
बेटे
an
हो।
American studio.
जिंदगी
But,
भर अपने बाप दादाओं को लड़ते हुए देखा है, कभी सूखा से तो कभी बाढ़ से।
patriotism.
जमीन के लिए लड़ना तुम सबके खून में है। और यहाँ बात सिर्फ जमीन की नहीं, हमारे सरजमीन की है।
फौजी हैं हम, भगवान किशन के उपासक। जंग पे जाने से पहले उनका नाम लेते हैं। दादा किशन की जय!
दिखा दो उन्हें, वो 3000 है तो क्या हुआ? भारत माँ की रक्षा के लिए उसका हर एक बेटा 100 के बराबर है।
You know what? This trailer is edited like, I don't know if you guys remember the Battlefield 1 trailer from 10 years ago. But the trailers were edited exactly like this. Yeah.
जो खून गिरा पर्वत पर, वो खून था हिंदुस्तान। जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी जरा याद करो कुर्बानी।
All right. So, you know what? Let me kind of look up. Is there's a Wikipedia about this real quick? 120 Indian versus 3000 Chinese. Raisangla. Rage. Okay. About 3 kilometers northwest of Rechinla, in a pass labeled the Old Rezangla, there was the site of a major battle of the 1962 Sino-Indian War, which I really don't really know much about that conflict. I don't know how big of a war it was. The C Company of India's 13 Kumaon Battalion under Major Shaitan Singh fought to the last man in an effort to block the Chinese PLA troops from crossing the ridge into the Chusul Valley. Indian source state 120 men killed over 1,500 PLA troops out of 3,000. The battle was the last event of the Sino-Indian War, as the pass was the Chinese claim line, and upon overrunning the ridge, a ceasefire was called. During the 2020-21 China-Indian skirmishes, wider Rezangla area was again the site of conflict between the two nations. Damn. Fair enough. I do remember that like China won technically the territory that they wanted. At the time, they were taking like territory in a lot of different places, not just India, right? In the 60s and 70s. So I guess they got what they wanted, but I know we had seen some other videos that it's still disputed today, obviously. Okay, crazy story. Crazy story. It's weird because again, you think like it's a war because obviously India and China went to war, right? But considering like both India and China have like millions of people, right? It feels so small compared to the amount of people that usually fight in China's war, you know? Like, it's kind of crazy how, you know, it never like went further than that. And obviously, like, I'm touching wood, it's a good thing. But it's kind of crazy to think about, yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, seems like an interesting movie, definitely. I like historical movie, even if it's like, you know, embellished or something. You never know, right? But I do like epic historical movie, you know what I mean? They're fun to watch. Good trailer. Okay, well, I'm glad I checked this out. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. Tell me more context if you want. Like, subscribe, comment. And I hope you enjoyed. See you.